all back. What's up, guys? What's up, listeners? What is up, viewer? Trevor. It is.
Yeah, Trevor.
Woo! It is Tuesday night, which means podcast night on the DNA channel, whether it be our music review, video game movie review, or another brand new episode of The Dosage as we continue our journey through the 2000s currently. We are in the year 2005, and tonight's episode will be reminiscing about all of our memories of the year 2005 in video games. With that, we will be putting together, well, we've already put together, we'll be sharing rather, our top 10s from this particular year. For those watching live tonight, stick with us. We're doing the trifecta. We're doing 3 episodes recording back to back to back. So it's going to be a late night for those live with us. For you not live with us listening on podcast platforms, you, of course, can listen at your leisure whenever you please. So please do. But again, welcome back to center stage. We got iRob.
Hello.
That's it. Okay, and then we got Cody.
Hi.
Bringing the energy tonight, ladies and gentlemen, is not
I thought
them.
you were the hype man. Like, that's you. Like,
I'm trying. Cody King with the host, with the most. Twitch setup tool follow.
Yeah,
That's weird.
I'm just not happy about having to cut some of these out.
So the struggle, and this is
You
a
just
spoiler.
made the list.
MX with the 18th resub. Damn! Thank you for that, man. And Wicked, of course, thanks for the hosts. So for those that don't know, MX just got himself a entry into our current raffle. And the prize for a lucky winner will be a custom controller, custom Xbox controller from Design
You just
Lab.
made the list.
And what's up, Lana? First, aren't you at a dinner, Lana? How are you watching us right now?
that's support for you right there, Trev. That's
It
what that is.
It is. Thank you. I should be thanking you, not questioning. I'm a bad man. They have 3 episodes recorded. Yes. Atticus is listening. Hi, Atticus. I heard you got banned from a ride at the carnival. He did, apparently. He was running.
Can we give away this set eventually? I'm sick of having it under my desk. I keep kicking it.
Of course.
Keyboard, mouse, and headset gaming bundle. And yeah, I keep kicking it.
What do you think
it
about
for
this?
6 months now.
What do you think about this, Cody? And this is, since this is your thing, this is just an idea for me. What do you think? It is a second. That's 2 items you have? So how about this? And this is your discretion, because these are your things. What if we drew 3 prizes in the sub raffle?
With that.
So out of 150 entries, excuse me, wow, choking on my own spit. That's wonderful.
That's what I like to hear.
Yeah.
That's what she said?
Jesus, this is a mature audience podcast.
We also make it a 4th.
Well, there you go.
Okay.
4 raffle prizes.
I want to get rid of some of these things under my desk.
I might do some house cleaning too. I have a bunch of things that I could probably make.
Like
my wife
all
happy
these
with getting
things that
rid
I
of.
just showed are unopened, never opened. They're just things that I got that I never.
Can I be eligible for the raffle? I could use some speakers for my computer.
They're colorful too. They change colors.
Ooh. Oh, isn't it? It's got a sub too. Look at that.
It does. 3 of them.
I'm a sub to our own channel because I can.
I just did it and you didn't announce it.
What? I didn't see the alert. I saw your host. Did you also sub?
Yeah.
Well, thank you for the sub. I'm currently subbed right now,
I had
so
to
I can't.
resub. Yeah, mine ended on the 3rd.
Oh.
That is today.
Atticus says, ew. I didn't mean to choke. I'm sorry. It's okay. So we have possibly 4 raffle prizes then of the 150 entries for that. And thanks to the host, Thunder. All the good ones are gone. Thank you so much for that, host. Again, welcome everyone. We're going to be discussing 2005 in video games here. Stick with us, though, if you're watching live. We're going to be discussing 2006 right after, and then 2007 after that. So a long night ahead. Let's dive into things, unless you guys have any more random things you want to potentially give away?
I do not.
Nothing.
I probably do.
Who knows? We'll find out.
I didn't move far for those items, so.
I love that you're just pulling things out like you're a magician. Like, I have
I can
prizes.
give
for you.
away a pen.
Do you want the silver and blackish? I do want that Mountain Dew, though. Not gonna lie, that looks tasty. Do you want the silver and blackish? You just made the list.
Ooh,
Lifesavers
gummies.
Hell yeah! Batman with the resub, 24 months, ladies and gentlemen. That is 2 years.
Happy
They
birthday.
are on a 24-month streak. I believe that is their longest ongoing, concurrent, continuous. Anyways,
Yeah, all of that.
24 months. Thank you, Batman. Your
That
support
was a lot of words.
is incredible. And I could have an episode just thanking you. But we do have to talk about 2005, so let us do that.
Oh, we won't.
2005, the Xbox 360 was officially announced on MTV in a special hosted by Elijah Wood. Interesting. Who? He was in a couple movies back then.
Wasn't he Frodo?
Yeah. The PlayStation.
Speaking of, I just restarted Lord of the Rings.
Did you? It's a good
From
series.
the Hobbits. Yeah.
I'm surprised you're on time for the show then. If you're watching, 100-bit donation from Wicked, hip hip hooray! Thank you for that.
Well, it started 3 days ago.
Oh, it's going to take you 3 more days to finish it. It's a walking simulator. Yep. The PlayStation 3 was unveiled by Sony during a pre-E3 press conference. At the same time, the press release was released through the Japanese PlayStation website. Nintendo's first mainstream online service, Nintendo Wi-Fi connection, is launched with Mario Kart DS and Tony Hawk's American Skateland. November 22, Microsoft released the Xbox 360 as a successor to the original Xbox. Electronic Arts and ESPN announced a 15-year partnership that would give EA access to ESPN's broadcast, print, and online content. Major League Baseball and Take-Two Interactive signed an exclusive 7-year deal that gives Take-Two Interactive the rights among third-party publishers to develop games based on the MLB license. After coming under heavy fire from many politicians, most notably Hillary Clinton and the Entertainment Software Rating Board, re-rated Rockstar Games' Grand Theft Auto San Andreas Adults Only 18 Plus or AO due to the sexually explicit minigame mod Hot Coffee. Additionally, Rockstar Games ceased production of the game and has announced plans to offer a new version of the game that can't be affected by the mod and plans to patch the PC version. So there are in the wild versions of the game that don't have that. If you're a launch supporter, you probably have that. Sony Computer Entertainment released the first major update in Japan for the video game handheld. The PlayStation Portable version 2.00 includes a web browser, AB repeat mode, Wi-Fi picture sending, as well as additional audio and video support, among other features. Sony Computer Entertainment announced that PlayStation 2 breaks a record, the fastest console to reach a cumulative shipment of 100 million units, beating the previous record holder, the PlayStation, by 3 years and 9 months. Thank you for the host, Zah. Welcome. The PlayStation platform has until the present year the biggest sales of all times of video game history with 120 million consoles shipped. Additionally, the Game Boy Micro was unveiled and released in the fall of 2005. We have a guest.
Don't say hi.
Hola. How are you?
I sick.
Here, so you can hear him.
I was going to say you probably can't hear. How are you?
Dad,
Welcome to the internet.
You'll be here forever now.
This is forever. You're forever famous.
Forever.
I live here.
You live here. You are forever famous now. Welcome to the internet. Have a look around.
Okie
Here you
dokie.
go.
Batman, thank you for the host.
Bye. Love you.
So that is setting the scene for 2005. A lot of information there, but vital information to paint the picture of what we're going to talk about, so it makes a little bit more sense. What I want to kick off in rotation here is we put together a top 10 list. Some of us maybe barely made it through top 10. Some of us maybe had 413 picks for their top 10. Is it inside?
I can tell you I didn't get 10 games that I knew from this year.
You didn't get to 10?
No.
See?
That I played enough to have an opinion.
So therefore, with that, you will be probably sitting out our first round, which we call dun 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 honorable mentions. We need music for that.
Honorable mentions. Can we get my daughter saying "I live here" as a notification?
Yes. I'll
We need that.
someone clip that, and then I'll
That would make a good soundbite. It's pretty great.
someone clip that. Go
I
back.
live here.
Atticus asks, "Who's that kid?" That's his kid.
That is my 4-year-old daughter, Grayson.
There you go, Atticus, a new friend. Just don't get her banned from rides at a carnival. Trevor had trouble getting 10 as well. Club Penguin is an honorable mention just for the memes. Ty says Ty is still sitting on couch. Yeah, he wouldn't leave. So
What a jerk.
we're just leaving him there. He's going to hang out for a while.
He's got a nice salmon shirt though.
He does.
Bo Burnham in there as well.
He does. Left brain and right brain.
Mm-hmm.
I like it. Well, since iRob does not have any honorable mentions, chat, feel free to share yours at this time.
You just made the list.
Ty
High five.
with a sub. Thank you so much. 15 months. Incredible. Thank you times 15. So again, you guys are getting entries towards that custom controller. Thank you for your support. We can't wait to give away that prize. But chat, feel free to enter your honorable mentions into that chat area now. We'll read them off as we can. But Cody, why don't you kick us off since I just spewed a lot of information with your honorable mentions.
Okay. FIFA Street, Devil May Cry 3, MX vs. ATV Unleashed, Doom 3, and F.E.A.R.
Fear
Those all missed out.
Hold up. Ty with an interesting one. I don't think I've ever heard that one.
That's my favorite one. That's on the list.
You just made the list. Ty doesn't have any honorables. So again, if you guys want to enter your honorables in chat and hang out with us, again, we're going to be doing 2006 and 2007 if you're watching live tonight. So feel free to participate in chat. We'll read yours off as you submit them there. Trauma Center. That's a good one, Lana. So Lana had started by making this first year. She didn't realize they gave her less than 24-hour notice for tonight, so she didn't get to finish. I have a tendency of doing that. But
That's what she said.
yee. But then again, like, we just don't know. Like, Cody's schedule is so up in the air, I guess is the best way to describe it. You just never know.
That's true.
Kind of busy, just popping in. Well, stop being busy.
He's got some things going on.
Oh. Yeah, Trevor did get 6 hours notice. Thank you for being on standby, Trevor. And iRob here with us, too, for being on standby. We really appreciate that. Honorable mentions for me. You're going to laugh at some of these. Please don't, or do. Playboy the Mansion.
That one's on my list.
Is it on your list? All right. I have to describe it for those that don't know, because I still have a copy of this game. For those that don't know, it's basically a Sims-like game, but you are at the Playboy Mansion, and you basically just woo the other characters, and there is explicit content.
Take pictures of cartoon boobies.
Basically. So,
Yeah.
That's the whole point of the game.
yeah. To put into context, I was 20 years old when this came out. So, yes, I had this game. Other honorable mentions for me was WWE WrestleMania 21, Mario Superstar Baseball, WWE Day of Reckoning 2, Fahrenheit Indigo Prophecy, Star Wars Battlefront 2. Keep in mind, this is the older one. Trevor says he says with his son listening, he doesn't understand. Lana says, I remember you talking about the game when we met. I may have. I never showed you the game because I think you would have just left right then and there. Mario Party 7, Gun, which until Red Dead Redemption came out was possibly the best like Western shooter game out. Condemned Criminal Origins, Perfect Dark Zero, Peter Jackson's King Kong, the official game of the movie. Honorable mention because it was one of the first games I got for the 360, but it's visually an amazing game, but it's not a fun game. And Super Mario Strikers concludes my honorable mentions. let's get started on this top 10. Rob, we'll start with you. We'll go to Cody, and then we'll end on me. How about that? Do you even have a 10? You said you didn't complete 10. How many did you get?
I would start in with when we get to number 7.
7. He got 7. All right, Cody.
My number 10 was Super Mario Strikers, your last one on your honorable mention list. Yeah, it was just a good, unique game with power-ups for each of the individual Mario characters, and it was just a fun time. I didn't even like soccer, but I thought this was a really fun game.
It's true. Thanks for the host, Deadshot. Mikey says, I remember playing Perfect Dark Zero in college. Good times. Yeah. King Kong and F.E.A.R. were also on my list of honorable mentions for Lana there. F.E.A.R. was also an amazing game, says Mikey. My number 10 is God of War. It's just silence. All right. It's a good game. Like, God of War is a really good game, but there are so many other games, obviously higher on this list, that had more of an impact than God of War at this time. For those...
I've never played any of them, so...
None?
None.
That's wild. So here, I'm putting into perspective, too. The way I've ranked mine is how influential they were at this time for me and how much value or importance they still hold up to this day. So there are kind of two takes on how I've ranked my list. So how important was it for things to come, or how much memory or value it created back then. Trevor says number 10 for him is Destroy All Humans, and he has officially fired iRob for never playing God of War.
It's a PlayStation exclusive. I haven't owned one since PS2.
Yeah, you didn't have one of those. Well, I'd say back to iRob, but we're not on 7 yet.
My number 9 is Star Fox Assault. I was a big fan of the Star Fox 64. I spent a lot of time playing this, and Star Fox Assault came out on the GameCube, and the graphics were just elevated times a million compared to Star Fox 64. And it just gave you a more in-depth feel for the whole Star Fox experience.
Now, what was that one like? Because the only one I remember from that console was Adventure.
It was kind of more like 64 was, where it was strictly in vehicles.
Okay. And Adventure wasn't, because he was out of the vehicle.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I don't think I played that one, to be honest with you. I would have enjoyed it, though, knowing that, because I really liked the Super Nintendo Star Fox. Like, that's still one that I'll go back to every now and then and play. It's a good series. Why they don't have one for the Switch, I don't know.
Great question.
What was the last Star Fox? Technically 2 on the Super Nintendo Classic, because that finally got released, but... There was one on the 3DS.
I feel like the last major console one was on GameCube.
There wasn't one on Wii U?
I don't think so.
Has it been that long then? Jeez. Trevor says...
But Star Fox still stands in Super Smash Bros. And stuff like that, so I guess that's why we kind of forget.
That's true. And Fox is a great character in the game. Number 9 for Trevor says Lego Star Wars. Mikey says, do a barrel roll. That's right. You do a barrel roll. For me, my number 9, and laugh if you will, but this game is still fantastic. Nintendogs. It's a good game. I'm getting... Why are you shaking your head?
It's a good game. Very good game.
Rob shaking his head. Nintendogs is fantastic. It really showcased what the 3DS was all about. And it just kind of... Not the 3DS, excuse me. Correction. What the DS was all about. My brain is programmed for 3DS, even though 3DS isn't even a thing anymore because of a lawsuit. But that's another topic for another day. What the DS was all about at that time. Nintendogs was just fun. It was a huge selling point, too, at that time. 2005 is the year I met my now wife. And it was a point where I got her kind of sold on games and kind of opened her mind to specific ones. And Nintendogs was one of those that I'm like, hey, look, there are games out here that you could potentially enjoy. She's broadened her gaming much more since then.
I don't think you gave her much of a choice.
Oh, as far as where I know, I mean, I did. She didn't have to have a higher gamer score than most of the people I know. She's BA. What now? Ty says number 9, Danny Phantom, the Ultimate Enemy. I've never heard of that.
Never heard of that one. Sorry.
It was on the DS.
Oh, love Danny Phantom growing up, so I figured I would have liked this game. I don't even know what Danny Phantom is, to be honest with you.
It was a cartoon. I believe it was on Cartoon Network in 2005. So
Interesting. Did not know. Well, skipping you, iRob, you're not till 7. Number 8.
I have Matrix: The Path of Neo. This was the first Matrix game that I can remember, and it was extremely fun. I mean, you had to stick directly to the storyline. It wasn't like an open world game or anything like that, but it was fun. I remember spending quite a bit of time and quite a bit of frustration on this game.
Number 8 for Ty is Destroy All Humans. Mikey says, I'm waiting to use Stray as a way to get Andrea gaming. His wife is also named Andrea, just to put that in perspective for those that don't know. Ty says, my older brother's now used to stay up all night playing that on the PS2, the Destroy All Humans. My number 8 is The Legend of Zelda, The Minish Cap, which was a really fun Game Boy Advance game, for those that don't know. Which I believe I actually played it on the DS because the DS had a slot for the Game Boy Advance. So you could play Game Boy Advance games on it. Mm-hmm. Trevor says their number 8 is Mario Party 7. Should have been your 7th pick. Missed opportunity.
That was a missed opportunity.
Speaking of 7th picks,
Rob has one.
Rob, welcome to the internet.
Yes.
Welcome to the
So
internet.
since I only remembered 7 games from 2005, and so my number 7 is Playboy the Mansion.
Great game, as I mentioned.
And I wouldn't go back and play it now, but 2005 me thought it was great. For the month or so that I played it, and never touched it again. So there you go.
I wonder if we could get away with streaming that game.
Probably not.
No.
No.
It's all right. I don't have an adapter anyways for HDMI to the original Xbox, so I'd have to get a converter cable. So
was that one in the vein of if you remember, but I just remember the Guy game. Do you remember that one, Trav?
I do. That's also another game that is banned that you can't find anywhere. The reason that was banned was because they actually had underage girls in it.
Oh,
Oops.
Didn't know that.
Yeah, go on with your story though.
Nope, we're good. We can end there.
we're gonna cut it off right there.
That's forever on the internet, Ira. Be careful.
I did not know that. I do know
too.
that now. So never talk of this again. That's
Good call. Good call.
That's why I interrupted you with that. These knives before you went on. Yikes.
My number 7 was 50 Cent Bulletproof.
Ooh,
This is a 50 Cent game. It was the first one of his. He also had a second one that came out. Wasn't nearly as good as this one. But obviously the soundtrack was all him and G-Unit, so it had a really good soundtrack. And just the game in general had a really good feel to it. I was pretty impressed that a musical artist got a shooter game that was this good.
Yeah, I remember when that came out too, and I was laughing about it because, generally when you license someone or something like that, usually that's shovelware. And then I remember hearing the feedback, like you had mentioned, it was received pretty well from fans and critics. Yeah, it's not like game of the year, but it was surprisingly good, better than it probably should have been. We have some number 7s coming in. Ty says their number 7 is Mario Tennis Power Tour. Trevor says number 7, EverQuest Dragons of Norath. Batman asks, was there there was a Playboy game. Yeah, we're moving on from that. Ty says that an era in my life where I was obsessed with tennis and badminton. Nothing wrong with that. I played tennis in high school. So,
Me too.
yeah, it was fun times. Good times.
It was time to shoot forehand.
Yes.
We have to preface that. Our tennis coach was the English as a second language teacher for Japanese students, I believe.
I think so, yes.
But if you, so when I said I'm not making fun of anybody that speaks that way, but he technically sounded like Mr. Miyagi in everything he ever said. That is how he sounded.
It's true.
Which made tennis even greater because it was like we had Mr. Miyagi teaching us how to play tennis.
We always tried to piss him off, and it never happened. You could never make him mad.
Nope. Never make him mad, and just let us basically do whatever we wanted because we were enough to where they had a team then. So
Yeah, they barely had enough. There were no tryouts because not enough people were interested. Well, there was an actual anime about tennis. Was there really? I did not know that.
There's an anime about everything.
That's probably true, yeah. My number 7 pick is Lego Star Wars, the video game. I like Star Wars, I like Lego, so it was easy. You can't go wrong with the game. Really not much more to be said other than if you're a completionist, you're going to love the game. Back to you, iRub.
and we're up to number 6.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I had Mortal Kombat Shaolin Monks.
I remember you played that a lot.
I did. I was one of the weird people that were the Mortal Kombat games that had their conquest mode. I really liked that in these games.
That was like the 3D exploring thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember you sitting and playing that a lot.
Yeah, so you kind of, but then every like battle was a Mortal Kombat 2D fight. But you could go around and you had to find things and had a story with it. So I just like those. So that was one I remember playing quite a bit, I think.
Ty says it's called The Prince of Tennis and is part of the reason that they were obsessed with tennis. Cody.
My number 6 is Donkey Kong Jungle Beat.
Nice.
Yeah, this was a fun game. It came with the little bongo things. That's what they're called, right?
Conga, I think.
Yeah.
Or
But yeah,
bongos.
you just
I don't know.
yeah, bongos. Yeah, you just beat along with the game and yeah, it was just a good time
Another
to
rhythm game?
let out some frustration on it as well because those bongos took a beating.
That's what she said.
I mean, they're supposed to, though.
Hard.
Ty says their number 6 is The Sims 2 Nightlife. Trevor, I have a question on Trevor's. He says Donkey Kong Country 3. Was that the port? So I'm confused then. Because Donkey Kong Country 3 was in, I think, 1995. And then there was the Donkey Kong Game Boy Color, which wasn't called Country, that was called something else. Donkey Kong Land, I think, was the trilogy of those. He was using Wikipedia, and it was a game, you know. What I'm curious about, was it something that was added to, like, the Wii shop then?
Possibly.
Well, wait, the Wii wasn't out in 05.
No, it came out the very next year.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll put an asterisk on Trevor's number 6.
That could just be his favorite game for that year. It's fine.
No, it's fair.
Number 6 for that year.
This is just for clarity for anyone listening back, because you know how the comments go on the internet, and they're going to be like, well, technically. I'm just avoiding any of that. Because it happens. Speaking of comments, shout out to our comments section on our YouTube channel over the weekend. We had over 35 comments on a video I uploaded on Friday. If you haven't seen that yet, all it was a 3-minute video on how to get to Insider and download the beta if you got invited. And a lot of people had questions, and a lot of people thanked for that instructional video, because it It wasn't the most intuitive way to download a beta, but I'm glad I helped a few people. So shout out to those that took the time to leave a comment, whether it was good, bad, or whatever you felt like saying on there. Either way, it's a comment, and we appreciate it. Number 6, continuing Kingdom Hearts 2, which would start the long gap between 2 and 3, which we didn't know at that time it would be so many years, over a decade. Let's see, number 5 for Ty. Ty just jumping the gun, but we'll give his right now. SpongeBob Light Camera Pants. 5 for Trevor's Guitar Hero. Guitar Hero ruined 2 of my relationships, says Mikey. Good God. But let's hear iRob. What's your number 5?
Number 5 for me was Lego Star Wars. Which you kind of said, not. It's Lego, it's Star Wars, it was fun.
It's true. I think Cody's making audibles in the game. Like I said, he was still working on his OSA. Are you making changes?
I did switch something around. But my number 5 for 2005 is God of War. Like you said, it was a very, very good game. It started the craze of God of War and Kratos and everything like that. But I just didn't feel like there was as much future playability compared to the rest of the games on my list. So yeah, that's why God of War is at number 5 instead of closer to that one spot.
You know, that's always been my critique of at least the first 2 God of War games, that the replayability is very minimal. It's a less than 8-hour game. If you're good, you can fly through it even faster than that. And it's a very repetitive game loop. It's a lot of the same action commands and just hack and slash kind of like gameplay. If you like it, it's fun and it does it well, but it is very monotonous and repetitive. I'm assuming everyone listening to this has probably played or seen a God of War game, though, so I don't need to explain further. But for those that haven't, I mean, that's the basic.
There's somebody on the podcast that's never played it.
Well, you've seen it played, though, I'm sure.
I have seen videos of it. Well, there you go.
And check this. Mikey says that they need to download God of War and play it. They have an Xbox. I'm assuming they mean Gears of War. And question for Mikey, have you never played Gears of War? Because
That's a shame.
Yeah. We'll talk more about that as the years go on. All right, circling back here. We got Trevor's, number 5 was Guitar Hero. iRob with your, or wait, did you guys do number 5? I'm all.
Yeah.
So it's my number 5.
Yeah, it's your number 5.
My number 5 is Animal Crossing Wild World. Absolutely love this game. And this was another one that my wife and I, in our first year of dating, spent so many hours playing. And I think it made her a fan since then of this franchise. So for this particular game, it was an important one in the series. So I'm sure both of us are thankful for getting this game. So that's our number 5. My number 5, I can't speak for her, but assuming it's on her list. Back to you, iRob, number 4.
And WWE WrestleMania.
Which one?
It didn't say. It was the one that came out in 05.
Probably WrestleMania 21, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
I'm guessing that one. And just because like we still goof around on it, pretty much every year, whatever came out, we played a ton. So
It's true. It's true.
as much as people don't know, the it wasn't called NAW back then, but we've always made fantasy leagues and wrestled even when we didn't have other people that did it with us.
It's true. That was the roots of it. Every new game that had customizing, we would create our friends, and then we'd simulate through and basically do what NAW is today. It started with me and iRob that many years ago. So there's your history lesson of NAW.
My number 4 is Guitar Hero. I was going to put it a little bit higher, but I also didn't play it nearly as much because the whole having to actually do it type of thing. It's not just sitting there and playing a video game. Um, so yeah, that's why I put Guitar Hero at number 4. It was very intuitive. It was very revolutionary for the future of gaming, but other than that, it's got to be at number 4.
That's fair. That's fair. Trevor says Resident Evil 4 at 4. See, now you're getting it. See, you did that one right, Trevor. You did it right.
Proud.
My number 4 is Resident Evil 4. See, Trevor? We did it right. You get it. But no, Resident Evil 4 is possibly the last good Resident Evil game until 7, to be honest with you. 5 was, I mean, you watched, if you did watch. If you didn't, check it out on our YouTube archives, youtube.com/DoseNerdAcumen. We have a playlist available for Resident Evil 5. I played through the entire game on stream, and replaying it again was just as frustrating as the first time playing it. It's a frustrating damn game. The story's good, but the AI, Sheva, is stupid. Here, take this. Got it. Okay. Annoying. Anyways, Resident Evil 4, and I'm so thankful that fans and developers recognized how good this game was, because they adapted so much and brought back so much from this one into Village this year, which we will be doing a Game of the Year episode for 2021 later this year, quite possibly our Christmas episode that we do. We're still thinking of something zany and wild to do, but we got time. But I could probably honestly say at this time, that's probably going to be one of my top picks, was Resident Evil Village for this year. So I'm a big fan of the franchise, and you're probably surprised that it's at number 4 then for Resident Evil 4. But you'll see and understand why as we continue on. Batman says, look how many people have NAW. I know, it's been crazy that the idea started way back then and turned into what it is. Never in my life would have imagined. Ty says their number 4 is Nicktoons United. Or Unite. Nicktoons Unite. See, I didn't play that one either. And this was the interesting thing, too, about having the different generations. Cody and I talked about that with the age gap between a lot of us on the show, all the way from Ty to Trevor. There's a significant... Sorry, Trevor. There's a significant age difference between all of us here. So we're all going to be kind of playing different things, and hopefully some of us playing age-appropriate things at such ages, but it's interesting to see what people played. It had a lot of your favorite cartoon characters at the time, so you would have loved it. Continuing back on number 3, Rob.
I did not follow the rule here. My number 3 is Resident Evil 4. And it's the last one that I've actually played, because I tried to play 5 and just stopped and didn't go back since.
You really should play 7.
16 years of never going back.
It's unfortunate. Village
And
is
I played
just
the
incredible.
first 4 a lot, and then just 5 was that bad. It like killed it for me.
And like I said, it's not good solo. It's better with a friend. Like most things. Doing it yourself is work. Anyways.
My number 3 was Jade Empire. And I figured this would be one that not many people played or heard of. But this was a good storyline in general. I can't remember what country it originated in. But it had a female main character, and it was kind of like a hack and slash game with a really good storyline. But yeah, Jade Empire tops my top 3. I put a lot of time into that game.
I definitely am familiar with that title. It's a standout title. I don't believe I had ever played it, to be honest with you, but I'm very familiar with the name. Might be one I have to look up then.
I'd suggest it.
Especially being so high on the list. So, Trevor says their number 3 is Kingdom Hearts 2. Ty's number 3 is Mario Kart DS, which is a fantastic version of Mario Kart 2, especially at a handheld. My number 3 is what you had brought up already. My number 3 is Guitar Hero. Man, the game that started so many late night like rock sessions with friends. A lot of my early memories was playing this at the coffee shop with a friend of ours named Scooter. You remember him? Hi, Rob. That was not his real name. That was what he gave himself. I think it was a self-branded name. But he was a skateboarder. He was part of the crew that we hung out with at that time, and he would often find himself at the coffee shop, which is where we would hang out. And they had a PlayStation 2 hooked up to a small CRT there that we would play on. Eventually, I bought my own copy of the game, but that is where it all got started, was at that local coffee shop, spending a lot of late nights because they would stay open super late for all the scene kids. And surprising, I was a scene kid.
Is anybody really surprised?
No.
I know, right? Could you imagine?
Big shocker.
It's super shocking. I can't believe it myself. Definitely was a MySpace kid. But yeah, that's my number 3.
And it leads right into my number, because that's my number 2, is Guitar Hero. Kind of what you said, and maybe not right when it came out, but got a little older, and it was the game to play when we were partaking in adult beverages with friends at people's houses.
It
became the thing to do.
That is true. There are a lot of evenings where you'd put in some tunes and drink and play Guitar Hero. It's fun. Still fun.
And because we were in playing in bands around, still around that time, it was what you did. Because it was still music-y band stuff, so it was cool.
It's true, yeah. During that time, we still were in a band. We were still young enough and cool. Oh, man. Not anymore.
I don't think I'm young or cool anymore. So.
Not anymore. Nope. Past the prime. That's all right, though. We have each other.
My number 2 is Midnight Club 3 Dub Edition. This is one of the best racing games out there in general. Arguably Need for Speed Underground is up there as well, but this just visually looked 10 times better. The soundtrack was amazing to this game, and you could really just spend hours and hours and hours and never get sick of playing Midnight Club 3 Dub Edition.
Now let me ask this question. Is Dub Edition part of the title, or is that a unique version of the game?
That was part of the title. There was a Midnight Club 3 that came out, I think, the year before this. But the Dub Edition was... I guess it was the same game, but visually it was much, much better, and the soundtrack got increased. And they also put more vehicles into it. Okay. So it was just kind of an elevated edition of the actual game.
The reason I asked, we talked about this on prior years of episodes, how my tastes have changed throughout the years. That's why it's kind of fun to go through this journey together and see if that's the case for a lot of you guys. I'm familiar again with the name of the game. Don't think I've ever played a Midnight Club game, to be honest with you.
That soundtrack, there's multiple songs that are on my Spotify that came from just years of playing Midnight Club 3.
I'll have to look up that soundtrack then.
It's a really good soundtrack.
Number 2 for Trevor is Psychonauts, which was played on our channel. That's in our archives if you want to see that. Ty says their number 2 is Dragon Ball Z. What is it? Budokai? Is that how you say that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Didn't want to. Tenkaichi. Is that how you say that?
Couldn't tell you.
We're going with that. That's the best approach I have to it. This is one of the first games that became almost like a family tradition to play. My mom and dad even joined in. This is Ty. Mikey says, I think Guitar Hero was the first game that he played at my house. Most likely. Mikey also adds that Midnight Club 3 was fire. Mm-hmm. Or lit, depending on how you understand those emotions. Lit. He's super lit. Super, super lit.
Super hot fire.
It's true. So my number 2 was, appropriately, Call of Duty 2. I'm getting head shakes. What's wrong with Call of Duty 2?
It was just a bad game.
No! Are you kidding me?
Call of Duty really didn't get good until 3.
No.
I'm
Especially
of the minority. I don't like any of them. So
Call
No.
of Duty 2 just wasn't there.
I was so hype on 2 because it was one of the games that I got with around the launch time from Andrea.
SOCOM was better.
No.
At this time, it was.
Storming the beach of Normandy, like just seeing the amazing HD gaming for the first time on a 360. That's why it holds such a special place, just because of the memories from that. It was the first like next gen shooter that I got really invested in. One of the first times that I kind of like stirred away from Halo for a moment was Call of Duty 2, and as we go through the years, you'll see me venture back. But for me, that's why that COD, specifically this one, is so high up in the list, because it's just such an important game for the 360, especially at launch, because there was a lack of a lot of games, and this was a really good one to have at launch.
You forced me to walk away with that pick.
I noticed. It's not that bad of a game. Mikey says COD's Breakcourt map is still one of his faves. See? Respect. I get some
There's
at
good
least.
parts of it, but the game itself.
Man.
Just 3 just shits all over it.
I mean, 3 wasn't that much of a step up. It didn't really get good
Stop
until
it.
4 at Modern Warfare.
Stop it. 3 was the start.
No.
Ow.
That's really bright.
Ow. Turn it down. Sorry, I realized I was really dark, so I went to go get my light.
Oh, that other one was good. What did you have it on there? There, yeah, that's a good one. Gives you
The
natural.
warm filter?
Yeah, it gives you a good, like, tone to your skin.
makes you look sexy.
Let's just not blind myself with it all the way up.
No, that's bad. Then you're all squinty-eyed.
Yeah. It's not good.
No.
Not good.
You look like you're deep in thought the entire time, and we don't need that.
I'm not blurry anymore, so that's good. Just needed some lighting. Oh, and when I walked away, I just grabbed some Kit
Man,
Kat
you got to
minis.
start sharing these snacks. You can't bring all this and not share with everyone.
You're supposed to bring it up to share with the class.
Whenever we have these, have you noticed I just snack the entire time?
You do these podcasts.
The year in
is snack
gaming?
time. What's that reminiscent
Like I
thing?
don't do it on my podcast.
It's just something about nostalgia. You just want to snack and chat.
Yeah.
Like there's just something comforting about these podcasts. It's probably more fun for us to do than some people to listen to. I don't know. Some people like listening to top 10 lists. Other people don't. But I don't care. I enjoy doing these. So whatever. If you don't listen, you don't listen. This is fun for me. But I do appreciate the people that are listening. So
We appreciate you, but we don't care.
I do care, but still.
Is that what you just said? You don't
Listen
care,
to
but
what
you
I
appreciate
mean, not what I say. Damn it.
As Bo Burnham would say, don't want to know.
It's true. Actually, yeah, he describes it. It's that inner conflict.
Mm-hmm.
It's, man,
I hope you're having a good time, but I don't want to know.
seriously. That, still to this day, I'm still, and I thank Ty for picking that. Still to this day, that documentary, or special, if you will, that hit some chords, man. It really did. That's some good stuff. I'm glad we did that one.
We have made it to number 1.
In less than an hour.
Look at us.
Are you all ready? Are you ready for number 1?
Yes.
Knights of the Old Republic 2. Because I love both of the Knights of the Old Republic games. I want them to make another one. Very much so.
I didn't even give that an honorable mention.
Better than Call of Duty 2.
Whoa. Well, go on with your bad self. And your number 1, what do you got?
Oh, you're about to get real mad. My number 1 is Nintendogs.
Why did you shake your head then?
Nintendogs there. I didn't shake my head. I
did.
did.
That was me.
I did shake my head because I thought it was too low. Or
Yeah, but
high,
compared to
whatever
these
you want
other
to say.
picks, these other picks are better than Nintendogs.
Nintendogs is my number one.
How old were you when this came
I
out, though?
spent time like 12.
See, this was
Like
for
12.
you.
And I just had gotten a DS, and Nintendogs was one of the first games I got, and I took care of them damn dogs every single day. Unfortunately, they're starving and dirty somewhere now, but
Or
yeah,
ran away.
or they ran away. But yeah, Nintendogs was awesome. Going from being able to clean the dogs to being able to put them in like skill and talent shows. It was just a great overall game. Just teaching. It was like having a real pet just in your pocket. You could take them anywhere. It was great.
You were too young for Gigapets and Tamagotchi then.
I am not too young for Tamagotchi, but this was Tamagotchi on like 17 doses of steroids.
Fact. What version of the game did you have?
Ooh, that's an answer that I don't have.
I think I had the Dachshund one or the Labs.
I know the dog that I started with that I spent the most time with was a Shiba Inu,
I don't know.
a Japanese dog.
Oh, okay.
Can you guess how many times I played that game?
None.
0.
Exactly.
Oh, it's my number one pick. Easily.
I'm not saying it's a bad game. It made my top 10.
Honestly, 2005 and 2006 were easy. Easy. It's 2007 that made me
2007 is
made me
hell.
want to.
That's a year from hell.
Yeah.
I did remember, Trev, you trying to show me that game, and I was like, yeah, dude, it's a dog, whatever.
But you could also
That's a
speak in the
great game.
microphone.
You could, and it would listen. You could tell him to sit, and he would sit, or he would try to shake. But
Do you remember
it
having
wasn't
to blow
perfected,
bubbles?
but it was great.
You could blow bubbles.
Yeah,
at
you
it,
had
too.
to. Yeah, you had to blow the bubbles, and you could throw the toys and make him fetch. Or if he was just a little asshole, you would throw it, and he would never go and run for it.
Yeah,
Yeah, what a
stubborn.
great game! What a great game!
So I agree. So while I was taking a break from a good game, Call of Duty 2, I was taking a break with some Nintendogs. Imagine that, like storming
Yeah,
Normandy.
that's a big jump there.
That was all over the place. That was a weird 20-year-old kid.
I actually was just watching. So I know that we host the Games Done Quick channel.
Yes, we do.
They were just recently speedrunning Nintendogs.
What? I didn't know they did
Yep.
that. That's
Yep, They
awesome.
were just recently speedrunning Nintendogs. And yeah, they had some asshole dogs that didn't let them do it very fast. It's kind of luck of the draw. It's Russian roulette with those dogs.
Ty says a 20-year-old kid. Yes. So sorry, Ty. I was 20 in 2005, the year that we're reviewing.
And he is 20 now.
Yeah. But yeah, Nintendogs is great. I'm glad that it made such high placement, the top placement in your list, because it is a...
Honestly, it would make my top 10 for the decade as well.
Wow.
Yeah, it would. Easily.
Maybe we do a special ranking the
Yeah, I think
odds.
we should do.
Just a one-off.
We should do a
quiz.
decade once we're done.
Yeah. I like that. Or conclude the decade with our top 10 on that particular episode. There's no need to do a full episode on that, but
Yeah.
yeah, maybe we'll do that. I like that. Ty was 4. God of War for Trevor for the number 1. Ty said their number 1 is SmackDown vs. Raw 2006. It was family tradition. Like WWE games still really hold special place in their heart until now. A lot of late night fun. Facts. So many facts that my number 1 pick is WWE SmackDown vs. Raw 2006 as well, Ty. This one introduced so many improvements to the general manager mode, and I believe the general manager mode, if I'm not mistaken. And I have a lot of memories expanding upon what iRob and I used to do with creating people. But we would have people over and we'd, with the multi-port or the multi-tap on the PlayStation 2, play through scenarios and play through months and then set up pay-per-views. I'd have Justin from the other podcast we do, not Wicked, but Staple Gun, Him and rest in peace, our friend Paul. He would come out and we would take turns being a special referee in these big like title matches, and we'd screw each other over where we do the count. We go 1, 2, and then just not. And then we just think it was the most funniest thing ever. Mind you, we were drinking heavily too, so it was really funny.
We never drank heavily ever.
Never. But it was those moments like that made like, and the roster was good too back then. But it was moments like that made it just makes certain games so special and significant that they'll stand out more than others, even if they don't necessarily deserve to be ranked as high. It's moments like that make games special.
Nintendogs.
Like Nintendogs. It's just like 2K19. We're coming up on our 400th episode of NAW soon. I've done 375 episodes at that time with 2K19. I have 2 achievements in that game. I've barely actually played the game, but I feel that I have lived in that game because of how much time we've spent creating and doing the shows.
You should at least do the My Career. The My Career on that one's pretty fun.
I should. I don't know when, but I should. It's yeah, and I'll still stream it. There you go. There's content. But it's stuff like that makes you
some content.
We did. We gave some content. But that right there is what makes, to me anyways, games feel so much more significant or special. So
And I just want to point out, I am very proud of you. You went a full year without making it show and tell. You didn't have one item to show this entire year.
I thought about it, but I didn't want a stack of 3 years next to me and have to go through all that. And I'll
Usually
be honest,
you have like 3 or 4 things for each year.
You on the other side of the honesty too?
Yeah.
I'm so OCD and annoyed with myself that after the episode, I'd have it sitting there for like 2 to 3 days on my desk that I didn't want to go through the painstaking task to put it back in alphabetical order and console order on my shelves because they were from all kinds of different consoles and everything. Even though like those are empty spots and I could easily put them back in, it's just so tedious and I just didn't want to deal with it. So I didn't want to deal with it tonight by doing show and tell. When I could tell you right now, I have my copy literally in arm's reach behind me, behind this green screen here. You can see it. 2006 is back there. I have my copy of COD2. I have my copy of Guitar Hero. I have my copy of Resident Evil behind me. I sold my copy of Animal Crossing, which I'm sad about, but I sold it for a new Animal Crossing that was coming out. I still have 2 or 3 different versions of Kingdom Hearts 2. I still have Lego Star Wars. I sold my Minish Cap. Nintendogs, I don't know where the case is, but I have the cartridge upstairs. And I still have I sold my God of War. So I could have had show and tell, but I refrained. So I'll take the proud of you moment there.
Proud.
So what we do to conclude these years is please stick with us if you're here with us live. We are going to take a 30-second change-up break to transition into 2006 because we're doing multiple episodes here live. But we do conclude our episodes with the top 10 games as far as sales and feedback goes. Number 10 was Mario and Luigi Partners in Time. Number 9 was NBA Live 06. Number 8 was Star Wars Episode 3 Revenge of the Sith. Number 7 was MVP Baseball 2005. Number 6 was Star Wars Battlefront 2. Number 5 was NCAA Football 06. Number 4 was Madden NFL 06. 3 was Super Mario Strikers. 2 was Pokemon Emerald. And number 1 was Mario Kart DS. That was the year 2005 in video games. Obviously want to thank our hosts today, myself, pat on my back because I'm amazing, Cody, and iRob for being a part of this special year. Again, we're going to continue on with this tradition of the Dosage podcast and all the good culture. This was episode 120 of this ongoing series. We will begin again with 121. That'll be the year 2006 in gaming. And then 122 will be the year 2007 in gaming. For those, again, with us live, stick with us. We're going to take a quick changeover break. And again, thank you all for joining us. and we'll see you on the next gear.